We've just been playing around in the B menu of the Viking Designer Applique, talking about applique options. So we have stitch number 6 is like a nice blanket stitch. You can make that any setting that you'd like. But stitch number 10, 11, and 12 are built-in satin stitches. Now what's the difference between these and a zigzag stitch? Well, the zigzag doesn't get as close together when you try to shrink it. And that's because Viking saves actual satin stitches. And they're different than a zigzag stitch. So for example, a zigzag is going to travel down each time it takes a zig. But in a satin stitch, if you watch how it forms on your fabric, you're going to notice it goes straight across, then down, straight across, then down. You get a more compact, great looking stitch. Now I've also added an optional foot, the open toe, or a clear open toe foot, so I can see where I'm going. And you can also move the needle position should you wish to kind of have it more aligned to the left of your foot or to the right of your foot. Just use that little toggle switch right down here at the bottom. And so instead of changing width, you actually shift the stitch to one side or to the other. So for right now, I am going to just leave it right in the center, and I am going to make this just a hair narrower since I don't have a really big piece that I'm going around. Most of the time, the stitch will look fairly close together, but it all depends on your thread choice. So the thread that I'm using does need just a slight adjustment for stitch length. That way it will really close up and make it a solid look. So let me just go ahead. If I'm working around a corner, I'm going to stop on the outside edge with my needle down, pivot around, and then work my way down onto the next stitch, or the next side. Okay, so let's see what we're working with. And again, you're always going to want to test your thread thickness, how wide your stitch is it too wide for it? If you haven't turned a corner for a while, practice that. But you can see as I got around to the second side, how much closer together that satin stitch is. So really make sure that you play around with your stitch length to get the perfect look.